Um, this is something I have wanted to do for a long time. This is a dream of mine come true, and it's the culmination of, I don't know, probably 20 years of collecting musical equipment and working with musical equipment, and a lot of trial and error and thought process went into this concept of what I'm doing here. Today, I am going to go through every single instrument that I own, and I'm going to talk about each instrument individually, the story behind it, and kind of do the walkthrough of my musical journey for YouTube. So this is, like I said, this is a video that I have wanted to do for a long time. So I guess let's start with the microphone that I'm holding. We're going to start right here. This is my wireless microphone I got on Amazon. I did a whole review of it and everything. It's been really cool to have because I can actually just walk around and chat and whatever. I have 3 different angles for this video running currently, and I hope everything turns out okay. This is the first time I've done something like this, and I'm very excited to kind of talk about the history of all of these instruments that are behind me here. And I'm trying to decide right now. I think I'll start with the first one that I got and played with. So let's get into it. All right, so the first instrument that I ever actually learned was the piano. And if you're starting out as a musician, I recommend everybody learns the piano first, because it taught me the rudimentary basics of the keys and everything that you need to know as far as scales, and it was a really cool starter to getting into music. My mom urged me and my sister to learn this. Okay, so we're going to start with this guitar. When I was a kid, this guitar was stored in the closet. And when I started getting into music heavily, this thing just kept staring at me. And I, when started learning guitar, this was the instrument that was, closest to me. And yeah, so let's get into this. So this, let me pull this up front. I guarantee this isn't tuned, but let me talk a little bit about the history of this guitar. This is an Antares Gibson SG knockoff. This guitar was my mother's, and I named it after my mother, Karma. This instrument means a lot to me, and I'm gonna get emotional in this video, so bear with me. So let me check the tuning on it. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Way out of tune. But this guitar was my mother's guitar, given to her by her father, and it means a lot to me. So you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm just gonna use the lavalier mic. It should be being picked up by this camera. Let me double check here. So this guitar, like I said, was my mother's. I named it after her. So this is Karma, my SG knockoff. And this was the first guitar that I played all through middle school into high school. And it means a lot to me just because it was the first instrument that I really gained an understanding of. This is what I learned guitar on, was this guitar right here. and it has a very special place in my heart. And I'm going to tune it, and we'll play it later once we get through all these. But we got a ways to go, so let's get further into my collection here. But that is Karma, my SG knockoff. Okay, the next guitar that I picked up, next instrument that I picked up was this acoustic guitar. I didn't have an acoustic before this, and where did I get this? I'm trying to, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so this guitar, special story about this. This guitar, it was left in the band room at my high school. It had no strings on it and had no tuning pegs on it. And if you can still see, it still does not have tuning pegs on it. And it's, my GoPro died. Nice. Okay, well, that's useless. It's fine. We'll roll with that. So this guitar was left in the high school band room, and this is a Drifter, and I named it Drifter. This is Drifter, the acoustic guitar. Now, when I got it, the neck had been pretty banged up, so I did a glue job here. It's a banged up guitar. This was the first acoustic I ever owned. There were no strings on it, and I restrung it. I fixed the neck a little bit best as I could, and I put in a electric acoustic kit on it. It does not work because I wired it wrong, but it's beautiful. So this is Drifter, my acoustic guitar. All right, so the next instrument that I got, my band teacher pulled me aside one day and he said, look, you need to get an actual guitar. You know, going from my mother's guitar, he said, it's a great guitar, don't get me wrong, but you need a better guitar, better sound. You're gonna thank me later. And I'm glad my band teacher told me to, because that comes to this guitar. And this is one of my favorites of my collection. This guitar took me places. This is Margaret, my SG. Now, I named this guitar after AC/DC's sister, well, so Malcolm and Angus Young of AC/DC, their sister Margaret was the one that gave them the name AC/DC, helped them get the name of AC/DC. And so I thought, why not name the SG that I own after Angus Young and Malcolm Young's sister, Margaret. So, all right. So after a quick tuning right there, it's by ear. Granted, it is by ear, but we're going to do what we can with it. So this guitar took me places. This was the first guitar that actually had good sound. It was this is an Epiphone SG. It is the solid body Cherry SG, and this is by far this is probably my second favorite guitar that I own, and it's incredible. This thing, I played a lot of shows with this guitar. I was in a band, and this was my gig guitar. This was the guitar I took everywhere. And I have a very special place in my heart for all my instruments, but this one specifically it means a lot to me. Up next, we're going to talk about the next guitar that I got. This guitar is my favorite guitar that I own. It is the most beautiful guitar I own. When I seen this, I immediately had to have it. And yes, this is my current guitar that I use. This is an Epiphone ES 335 semi-hollow body in the Blueberry Burst color configuration. And I named it Berry, Berry, Berry after Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry played a semi-hollow body, and I love just classic rock. I love rock. I grew up with rock. Rock is the whole reason. I mean, without AC/DC, hearing classic rock and all that, I wouldn't have all this. I wouldn't have never started doing any of this if it wasn't for them. And, you know, the semi-hollow body has such a rich history. And I seen this in the store, and it just, I mean, the color, it's incredible. This is the blueberry burst finish on this semi-hollow body, and this guitar just captured my entire, is still to this day, this is my favorite guitar that I own, and it's so pretty. Every time I see this thing, and I play it, or it's just in the corner of my room and I'm looking at it, I think I'm so happy that I got this guitar, because it's so pretty, and it is my favorite guitar that I own. I love all my guitars, but this is incredible. It's such a beautiful instrument. Okay. Okay, let's pull this out. I'm gonna get a little emotional with this one, because this is an accordion that so this is an accordion that my grandmother Iris, uh, she played it all the time. We'd go camping, or be at her house, and she would play this accordion. And sorry, uh, I loved my grandma. I loved my grandma a lot. She's the reason I'm doing all this. She's the reason, she inspired me to just love music. And yeah, so I always would, growing up, see her play this, and she loved the accordion. I'm gonna pull it out. Um, she loved music, but this was her baby, and so I named this after her. I named it Iris. Her name was Iris. Man, I haven't put this on in a long time. Crying. Sorry. Okay. This accordion, I might have it. I do have it upside down. Oh my goodness. It's been a long time. This accordion was given to me after she passed away, and I begged for this accordion because I absolutely loved when she would play this. Hopefully I'm not jacking that mic up. So on an accordion, it's a lot like a piano where, well, not only is there a keyboard with keys on the side, you have buttons on this side, and together they make full chords using the bellows that are in the middle. And on this, there is like a middle C. Where is it? I gotta find it. It's been a long time since I've played this. There it is. So on this is a recessed button that has a middle, it's like the middle C of a piano. It's kind of your starter note. I love my grandma, and she would play this. We'd go on camping trips, and her sister would, they had a set of these. Her sister's, I believe, was green or blue. I think it was green, like an emerald green, and she had the red one. And I begged my mom to get this instrument because my grandma meant the world to me, and I cherish her for not only giving me like the inspiration and hope of musical, um, she gave me musical passion. She had such a passion for music, and yeah, she was incredible. She was incredible, and she played piano. She could play uh, honky tonk piano like nobody I'd ever seen, and every time I pull this out, I get emotional because I loved my grandma. And yeah, so I named this accordion Iris after my grandma, and it means a lot to me. And I've taken very good care of this because she meant the world to me. So ah I love my grandma. I loved my grandma. Okay. All right. Oh, now that we've got the tears out of the way, um, let's talk about the CDJs, all of this stuff back here. Actually, before we get into that, let me kick on our microphone again. Check, check. This right here is a harmonica from my grandfather. I just talked about my grandmother and her accordion. Well, my grandfather loved country music. He loved country music, and I'm going to play some country today. My grandfather loved country music, and he had a couple of these harmonicas, but this was the one. This is a full-sized harmonica. It's got a double bellows on it, and I loved my grandpa. And this was one of the things that I got from the house after they passed away, was not only the accordion but the harmonica too. So this was my grandpa's harmonica. I've taken good care of it. I haven't really used this. This is a M. Hohner Germany Echo harmonica. It's upside down too. Okay, now if we're going to talk about country music, let's go all the way to the end here. This is my banjo. I got this for Christmas this year. It is the newest instrument of my collection, and I am still learning it, but it is a blast to play. We're going to talk about this equipment here. So I have two CDJ 2000s. They're the Nexus series, and I've named them the Twins because they're the only CDJs I have. So I called them the Twins because they are twins, you know, there's two of them. I didn't really have a name for them, but they've been really, really cool to own and have. And in the middle here is my Flex 6. This is the DDJ Flex 6 from Pioneer Serato. It is a 4-channel mixer, and I've loved this mixer because I've been able to plug it into the CDJs and my computer and run 4 channels of on my mixer. I can run 4 actual turntables, which is really cool. When I got into DJing, I had started off with an SB3, and then I took out a loan to get my Flex 6. And then years down the road, I ended up getting the Twins. And it's been really cool to have my own equipment and to be able to have everything to do a show if I wanted to. So I love some funky disco house, man. We do that right new funk. So the Flex 6 I actually named Bertha, Big Bertha. You know, a lot of people think, oh yeah, Bertha, Big Bertha, and I actually named it Bertha because growing up across the street from me was this older woman and her husband, Bertha Heath, who, again, a lot of women in my upbringing made a huge impact on my life. So I've named a lot of these instruments after them because they've inspired me to not only pursue this, but be a better person and carry myself as a decent person and as an example of what people could be, not only musically but to inspire others. They were a huge inspiration to me, so I've named my instruments after them because of that. All right, let's talk about this instrument. This instrument is actually really cool. This is a Native American styled drone flute. You've probably seen a lot of these, like recently, they've become a lot more popular. Now this one's in the key of A minor, and it is, drone flutes are kind of tricky because it is a double-barreled drone flute where the barrels on this break down, and then you have a baffle here that splits the airways up and over down in the top of the other end of the drone flute. So you have one side that's just one note, and the other side is your adjustable, playable side. The only thing with these drone flutes is they take a lot of air to actually play, and a lot of people don't realize that, but you need to have good lung capacity to play one of these. It's a little windy, so it's kind of messing with the aerodynamics. A very, very cool instrument, this one. I hope you guys could hear that. It's I don't actually have a name for this one. This is one of the few instruments I don't have a name for. So let me know in the comments what I should name this. All right, so I'm going to now play some of the guitars. I'm going to play every single guitar I have, starting from, how about we start from the oldest guitar I own to the most current guitar that I own. Oh, shit. Holy shit, I never thought that would happen on camera. I hope I got that on camera. Holy shit. Wow. I don't even know if it broke. It might have broke. Holy shit. I've never had that happen on camera. Wow. I literally just broke a string. All right, we're back. So apparently that camera wasn't even on the right angle. And this camera, I think we're good. So I'll probably have to use most of that footage. But now we got this camera. So I'm going to only have to use this camera for part of this. But I think we're good now. So, okay, we're going to start by playing my mother's guitar first. I got it tuned. And while I was tuning it, the string snapped. So that was fun. So I had to restring it. And when I hear that
blowing. Oh, that's the wrong line. Dude, it's been a long time since I played that one. Oh, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Yes, sir, little Johnny Cash.
I need to finish restringing that one. Okay, so that is my mother's guitar out of the way. Let's move on to the next guitar I got, my acoustic. I played a little bit of this already, but we'll play it again.
All right, so we got a couple of guitars left. I'm going to try and hurry because we are losing daylight, so let's get this done. All right, on to the SG. What should I play with this? Let's play an original. Sitting on the edge of your seat, watching them on TV. Seeing their eyes and you have a dream. Everybody wants to play guitar, and everybody wants to be a rock star. You just want to be the one to go far, but all you got is an old guitar. But for now, you're just sitting on the edge of your seat, sitting on the edge of your seat, sitting on the edge of your seat, watching them on TV. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's pull out the last one of these. Oh, where's my straps? And put a strap on this. Okay. Okay, now we've got my Blueberry Burst semi-hollow body. We're gonna play one of my favorite Jimi Hendrix songs. Well, originally written by Bob Dylan, if I'm not mistaken. This is All Along the Watchtower. There must be some kind of way out of here, said the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion, I can't get on relief. Businessman, they drink my wine, I may take my earth. Nobody's ever on the line, nobody up in the room. Yeah. Yes, sir. New rider were approaching, and the wind began to howl. Yeah. All Along the Watchtower, one of my favorite Jimi Hendrix covers of all time. But I believe it was originally written by Bob Dylan, re-recorded by Jimi Hendrix. One of my favorite Jimi Hendrix songs ever. All right, I completely forgot about these. I just seen them in the guitar, in my mom's guitar case, and so I figured I'd mention these. These are egg shakers that were sitting at my grandparents' house forever. Forever. And it's another one of those items that I just cherish, and I don't really use a lot because not only are they old, it's a keepsake and a memory of my grandparents. But what's funny about these is they have a little alien head on the front of them. So they're little egg shakers. Kind of fun. These used to sit on the little table at my grandparents' house, and we'd play with them forever. They're just kind of fun to have. But one of those items that ended up coming to me after they passed, and they were going through the house, and they were like, "Do you want these?" And I was like, of course, anything musical, give to me, please." I'll give you a little better zoomed in view of the eggs. They're little alien heads. Yeah. And they just sit in this little glass case that I've had for a long time. All right, so that pretty much concludes this video. I've loved music. Music has been my entire life, from when I was little to where I am now. And like I said, I've had a lot of inspiration from not only my grandmother, but my grandfather, who loved country music, my mother, and it's a passion. It's a passion that I've had for all of my life, and it's a blessing to be able to be gifted musically and to be able to have all of this. It's a blessing to have all of this, and I realize that a lot of people don't even have not just musical talent, but all this equipment, all of this stuff. And at the end of the day, that's what it is just stuff. But it means a lot to me. A lot of it is sentimental. There's a lot of sentimental value to everything that I own musically. And I have dedicated my life to this. And that's the only thing I've ever wanted to do with all of this, whether it's the DJ Gearbolt or back when I was in my band or any of that. The whole purpose of this is my passions behind it. My passion for this music and the love for music in general has always been behind what I do. And it still to this day is that driving force. The passion that I have for music is that driving force that has driven me to not only create videos just like this, but to have all of this stuff. And again, while it may just be stuff, and at the end of the day, I'm going to pass away someday and this is going to go to my children, and I want my legacy, whatever that may be, to be one of a deep passion and love for music given to others. And that's all I strive for. And my grandmother was the same way. She instilled that upon me. And still to this day, I carry that with me. And I try to use that passion that I have to create and constantly innovate. And I love what I do. It is an honor for me to present this, not only to you, but to have the drive to do something like this. And like I said, this video has been 20 years in the making, because all of this stuff has accumulated over the past 20 years. And it's really, really cool to see it all kind of come together. My entire musical journey just right here. And I want to thank you guys for your support. It does mean a lot that, I have the support from friends and family and anybody that watches my content, because I wouldn't do this if I didn't enjoy it, obviously, but I really wouldn't do this if there weren't people that pushed me to not only better myself, but push myself to create new music and push myself to just be a shining example of a person. And I want to thank you guys for your support. It means a lot. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's short. I've run out of daylight and time. And thank you once again. It took a lot to get all this up here, but it was worth it. So I'm going to pack all this up and head home and review the footage and all that good stuff. So thank you guys once again. My name is DJ Gearbolt, and we're out here. Stay awesome, stay safe, and rock on. Please share this with a friend, and I appreciate the love and support. We will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.